Welcome to Real Estate Live, a real estate show where we discuss and analyze the market and interview exciting guests. Your host is international speaker and author JC Melvin. A brand new show is broadcast every Tuesday and is available for viewing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now, for this week's show, here's JC.
Hello, this is JC Melvin, and welcome to Real Estate Live Studios. I'm awfully excited about you being here today, and before I tell you about our guest for this week, I want to remind everybody of an event that's coming up in the Las Vegas Henderson Valley. It's called Vision 2009, and it's brought to you this year, as every year, by the Commercial Marketing Group in Las Vegas. It's going to be at the Henderson Executive Airport. It's a do-not-miss event, especially if you're in the commercial real estate business. For those of you in residential, you may want to stop on by to find out what's popping in commercial real estate. Now, I want to tell you just a little bit about our guest that we're going to interview today. His name is Ernie Freggiaro, and Ernie has been a commercial real estate broker in the Las Vegas Valley here for 25 years. Not only that, we get a little insight. We're talking about land tonight, and we're going to ask Ernie a bunch of questions. He's also been a professional engineer for 35 years. So we're going to go to our interview studios right now and meet Ernie. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in our interview studio with Mr. Ernie Freggiaro. Ernie, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure, JC.
Now, Ernie, I know you're a commercial broker, and we're going to talk about all that too, but what kind of work do you do in your engineering business?
Primarily general civil engineering. We like to be involved in land deals from the instigation of a project, take it through entitlements, through whatever regulatory agency they're within, and then do the engineering plans, construction staking, and help them go.
Fantastic, Ernie. And a lot of our agents are residential agents that watch the show. So just briefly, when you say you take a property through entitlements, can you kind of tell the residential agents that are watching, what does that actually mean?
Entitlement is a review by the governmental agency anywhere in the state, Clark County, City of Las Vegas, Henderson, etc., that allows you to actually do something with a piece of property.
I want to get right to this market, Ernie, because it's certainly been a hotbed and kind of a hot potato of a market. I noticed yesterday morning's paper here in the Las Vegas Valley in our business section. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but what it says is Las Vegas real estate is in the toilet.
Well, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the world is seen through different paradigms, and some people have rose-colored glasses, some people have black-colored glasses. I think that's a bit overstated.
Do you?
Okay, now, and try to think outside of the box. The formulas that were working 2 years ago obviously don't work now.
Right. And so we talked a little bit about what your engineering firm does, but the real reason that I asked you to be on the show was because I really wanted to get a handle and talk a little bit about land sales. And, of course, you're with H&L Realty and have been a licensed in the real estate business for 25 years.
Correct. What I'd like to state about land sales is I wish there was more of them right now. But what we've seen in residential housing has been a precursor to land developers slowing down developing land, because we've had such an inventory increase from 2004 through 2006. We're overbuilt now.
And with this credit crunch that's affecting the entire country, and actually the entire world right now, are the banks now calling loans on some of the land that was land bank that's held by big developers because the value of the land has gone down below what was owed on the property? Is that starting to become a problem?
I haven't seen that.
We've got a lot of residential agents that are trying to branch into commercial real estate, for example. What should they be concerned about in terms of liability and contract language that maybe they're not familiar with?
What scares me about people trying to do land when they've never done it before is that it has by far the most liability to an agent and your clients if you don't dot all your I's and cross your T's. In residential, we know that if we've got comps throughout the neighborhood is fairly consistent, you're going to be good for your client. In commercial, it's just a numbers game. So when you're looking at numbers, income property, apartments, office buildings, retail, really what you're doing on the negotiating side is verifying the information you have from the listing side is accurate and verifiable, and then essentially you're negotiating a cap rate.
Talk about land sales for just a minute for us, Ernie. Are the land sales an indicator of what's about to happen or what might happen in the future in residential, or are the land sales lagging behind? How would an agent read that?
Right now, if you start to watch, if you see land sales starting up, you can tell that there'll be an inventory of new homes out there in about 9 to 12 months. The process to get ground through the entitlements, get the engineered studies done, traffic studies, drainage studies, improvement plans completed and approved, posting of bonds before they start construction, that's a 12 to 18 month process. Now, since things have been slow for a while, you might get it done in 12 months. But nobody's going to be doing that until the residential inventory is significantly less than it is right now.
Right. Let me ask this question. With all of the high-rise projects that were started here in southern Nevada, many of which were apparently entitled, and yet the construction never started. So we've got 5-acre, 10-acre, 20-acre, 30-acre, and larger pieces all over the city, up and down the Strip and off the Strip, that were bought, entitled, and now are just sitting there. What's going to happen with, what do you see happening with those?
The ones that didn't start construction are probably not in too bad a shape. When you get into the middle of a project, and let's talk the biggest project in the world, City Center. City Center is a beautiful project. Hope it makes lots of money for all the people involved. They don't have any choice but to go forward. You see what Boyd Gaming did with Echelon. They were at a point when they saw a number of other properties, competing properties, coming online before them, and they're looking at a multi-billion-dollar project that says, well, maybe we ought to sit back a little bit and take a look and see when M comes on, when City Center comes on. If they're all successful, then maybe we'll crank up again, because the credo here is always, if they build it, they will come.
Sure.
And that's what they're waiting to see. Will they come in this economic climate?
So what's your best guesstimation as a commercial broker of 25 years in this climate? Do you think that there will come a time when we will get back on track with all of the, because certainly many more high-rises were stopped than we ever saw come out of the ground. Mm-hmm. I know that Trump Towers is up, and he has only sold approximately 10%, 12% of his property as we film this show. Do you see us getting back to going vertical when the economy when this election is over and when the economy across the country picks up?
Absolutely. I think we've got a lot more things going for us in Las Vegas than a lot of economies do. We're a destination resort. We're a gaming mecca. We're a grandiose retirement community. Only community on the face of the planet that has 3 Del Webb retirement communities within its metropolitan area. Great weather, great place to live. I wouldn't live any other place on the face of the planet. I think when it turns, and your crystal ball is as good as mine, when it turns, we're positioned as well as anyone.
Well, I'm getting more emails from agents and buyers and investors across the country that ask me, hey, ask your guests this question. They all want to know, what do you think about the Las Vegas market? And I tend to agree with you. I think we are in one of the absolute best markets in the world. And that is certainly evidenced by, and I don't know if we're seeing this in the commercial arena as much as we are in the residential arena. Right now, we're seeing investors that had left our market in 2005. We're seeing investors from all over not only the country, but all over the world, mm-hmm. pouring back in and investing. Right now, they're already reinvesting in Las Vegas. I think you're right. I think we're a hot market, and we're likely going to remain in that position. Is that a fair statement?
I agree 100% with you, JC.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the program and sharing some insight with us today. And I hope that you feel good about having been here.
I appreciate the invitation. It's always a pleasure to see you. I've watched your show. I've watched your seminars, and it's always a pleasure being around you, JC.
Well, thanks so much.
Have a great day.
I really appreciate it. God bless you.